Hi, everyone. The big takeaways in this optional module about the GRE subject tests are these. Now, before you listen any further, of course, know that the GRE subject tests are not for everyone. This module is only for students applying to graduate programs in psychology, mathematics, or physics. That's it. GRE subject tests are only offered in these three fields of study: psychology, math, physics. Therefore, this module is optional for students applying to other graduate programs. If you're pursuing a graduate program in any of the fields where a subject test exists, continue on with me. Otherwise, you can stop this video right now. Now, some of the more competitive graduate programs in the country may ask you to take this GRE subject test, guys. That's in addition to the GRE general test that you've been studying with me all semester. The subject test score may be an additional component of your application package. Think of it that way. Now, not all of your graduate programs will likely ask for the subject test. Those programs most likely to request this tend to be the best programs in the country, the top 25 programs, graduate programs in your field in the country. These better programs simply get too many applications from excellent students, and they're looking for some additional information, another score, to distinguish their very good applicants from their very best applicants. So tends to be the minority of programs will ask you for a subject test score. Now, the first big takeaway from this section, subject test scores are a totally different animal, totally different type of test than the GRE general test that we've been talking about all semester. Subject tests are basically achievement tests. So they test the fundamental knowledge most important for successful graduate study in a particular area. They're achievement tests, they're knowledge tests. So there's no tricks, there's no traps, there's no attempts to mislead you, misdirect you with an attractive answer, like in the GRE general test. The GRE subject test is not a critical reasoning test. It's just a knowledge test. How much of your field do you know? How much psychology, math, physics, how much do you know? You answer straightforward questions about the field of study and try to get as many correct as you can. That's it. It's a knowledge test. The only other big takeaway to say to you here is about a strategy for studying. Again, if this is a totally different kind of test, the strategies are very different. A high score on the GRE subject test just comes from review, not practice. Review. You do not practice to improve your score on a subject test. Instead, you review the subject matter to refresh your memory on all of the various topics. Now, this will likely include a few small subject areas that you probably have not reviewed in a few years because you took that class maybe several years ago. Subject tests essentially test what you learned in your courses for your major. In order to do well on a GRE subject test, you need to have an extensive background knowledge in a particular subject area: math, physics, psychology. The sort of background that you would be expected to have if you majored in the subject. So be prepared. In this folder, I do provide you a free subject test practice book so you can see what it looks like and see what the questions look like. Each practice book contains a full-length test, an answer key, some test-taking strategies, and information to help you understand scoring on the GRE subject test, which is a little different. If you really want to practice, bookstores also carry the GRE subject test preparation books for every subject. These are concise reviews of the entire subject matter covered. So to study, to study for this subject test, don't pull out your old textbooks. That's not an efficient way to study. It is much more efficient to get yourself one of these subject test prep books from Barron's, Kaplan, Princeton Review. There's several places that publish these. So in summary, the big takeaways from this module on GRE subject tests are these. Number one, not all graduate programs will ask you for a subject test. It tends to be the best in the country, the most competitive graduate programs. If you're applying to one of the top 25 programs in the country, don't be surprised if they ask you to provide a subject test score in addition to the GRE general test score. Number 2, this is a knowledge test, so there's no techniques, there's no tricks, there's no traps. Subject tests are basically achievement tests that test fundamental knowledge in a particular subject area. And number 3, to prepare yourself, review. In order to do well on a GRE subject test, you need to have an extensive background knowledge in that particular subject area, the kind you would get by majoring in it. And you can review the GRE subject test preparation books that are available in any bookstore. Those are the big takeaways, guys, about the GRE subject tests in this optional module. Thank you.